Hello everyone, this is Erin from Dog Under My Desk Sewing Patterns, and this is the Cricut Design Space walkthrough for the SVG file for the raw edge version of Get Carded. Get Carded is a fabric wallet pattern that I wrote a long time ago, and I was working on updating it, and I thought it would be fantastic in cork. So I completely redesigned it to have raw edges. So this is a new pattern, and I will still update the cotton fabric one. But this has an ID pocket on the outside, it has a zipper pocket on the back, and then it has card slots on the inside with a magnetic closure and a wristlet strap or a lanyard strap. So in Cricut Design Space, this is just a new project, and you click on Upload, and then Upload Image, Browse, find your SVG file and click Open, and then click Continue, and then Upload. And it should bring it in at the right size, but Cricut Design Space can be quirky and there are lots of other cutting machines out there. So I've included a couple of things you can do to make sure it's the right size. So with all of the pieces highlighted, you want to make sure that the overall size is 10 inches wide by 23 inches tall. And then right click and ungroup so that you can manipulate each of the pieces separately, and then select the 1 inch box and make sure that it measures exactly 1 inch by 1 inch. And then delete that, and then delete the size note. So first I want to address the wristlet strap. So first of all, you have to cut the wristlet strap on the 24-inch mat. So if you're using a 12-inch mat, just delete it. And then if you're going to use different hardware or a different strap method, you can adjust the size of the wristlet strap, but it may not all cut on one mat if you make it larger. And then, of course, if you've chosen the lanyard strap, you can also just delete the wristlet strap and not cut it. So next, I'm going to move to the card pockets. So you need to make a choice here. Some people have said they don't want to cut the holes. Okay, so now you need to decide if you want the machine to cut the holes for the card slots. I've left them separate so that you can remove them easily. So if you do not want to cut them, they're grouped together, so you can select them and turn them off so that now they're gone, so they won't cut. So I'm going to turn them back on, because if you do want to cut them, you need to attach them to the card pockets. So just select the holes in the card pockets and click attach. And then same with the second set on the bottom, select the holes in the card pocket and click attach. And now your holes won't be left behind. And then the other thing that I'll point out real quick is I've included both tabs. There's a folded edge tab and a raw edge tab. I would use the folded edge tab if possible, unless you absolutely cannot fold your vinyl. The cork should fold, but if you have a thick vinyl that will not fold, you may need to just use a single raw edge tab. It doesn't take any extra material to cut them, so go ahead and cut both of them and see what happens. So now there's one more step, and that is to cut this on one single 12 by 24 inch mat. You need to select all of the pieces and then attach them. Click attach. So then when you go to make, it will put them all on one 12 by 24 inch mat. So I like to center this because I tape down my cork, and I've also had some success putting little strips of double stick tape, like wash away wonder tape, underneath each main pattern piece, and that holds the cork in place. But I've tried to give you some clearance so that you can tape it down. Now, it does not matter if you select mirror or not, and it does not matter if you put your material face up or face down. You do what works for you and your material and your cutting machine. Okay, so I'll click continue, and my maker is turned on. Hopefully it will connect. And now I'm not an expert on cut settings. I've only tried cork, and it took me a few tries to be successful, but I will show you the 2 settings that did work for me if you've never done this before, just to get you started. So I found that cutting with the fine point blade using the non-adhesive vinyl 20 gauge setting worked well. And then I also had success using the rotary blade with the faux suede setting. So both of those came out fine. So I'm going to cancel this cut and just show you a couple of other things. Cancel this. So I'm going to select these and detach them. Thing that I want to show you, you probably already know, is if you want to cut different colors for the exterior and the interior, it's really simple to do. So I deleted the wristlet strap because if I'm not cutting them all on one mat, I don't want to waste cork and just cut that long piece. So I'm just going to cut that by hand. And then you separate out the exterior and the interior pieces. And because I want this efficient layout, I'm going to attach those and then change the color. So it doesn't matter what color you change it to. That signals to the maker that you need a different mat because it's a different color. And then I'm going to take these and just like, again, kind of put them in more of a rectangle so that it doesn't, you can just cut a rectangle of cork. Give it a little bit of clearance, but you get the idea. So then I'm going to attach these as well. And now when I click make, it puts them on separate mats. And then what you do is like I bring it out from the edges because you really do need that clearance. And then this piece, for example, I'm going to want a 10-inch wide by like 16-inch long piece of cork. And so that will cut the interior pieces. And then for the exterior pieces, same thing, bring it out. I'm going to want 10-inch wide by, probably get away with 11 or maybe like 11.5 inches long. And then you can cut too. And you can do that even if you're all cutting it in the same color, but you've got smaller pieces of cork, or you do not want to risk your machine destroying a whole bunch of cork. So you can, if you want to do it in smaller batches, that's a great idea too. So I just wanted to throw that out there. While I did the like most efficient layout, that might not be the best option depending on your machine and skill level and everything. So I just wanted to show you that. And then if you do delete the wristlet strap and then go to make, you can get it on 12-inch mats. So if you only have a 12-inch mat and you do not cut the wristlet strap, you can fit it on just the 12 by 12s. So that's also an option. Okay, so then if you want, you can manipulate any of the other pieces, and if you can come up with a better layout or you have smaller scraps that you need to cut on, then you can do that and just attach them separately. If you're doing that, you probably know more about this than I do. So I will just let you have fun with that. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment. As Emmett would say, like, comment, and subscribe. And also sign up for my email newsletter because the social media algorithms are just not reaching my followers. But you're welcome to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. There's a Facebook page and a Facebook group. And if you interact with me, it might put me back into the social media algorithm so that I can get out there again. I am super excited to release this pattern and several more after it. This is just the first of several that I have planned. So please follow along and tag me in what you make so that I can see it and share it. And I'm very excited and I can't wait for you to sew up this pattern. So thank you so much for watching this and happy sewing.